What is up, guys? James here from the Light of Riga YouTube channel, and in this video we're going to be doing a reading for all my Virgo sun signs. If you were born between the dates of August 23rd and September 22nd, then you are a Virgo sun sign, and this reading is for you. Today we're going to be doing a month ahead reading for the month of May for all Virgos, and this is going to be a general overall reading that's going to look at the energies of the last month, your current energies, the energies of next month, what you can hold on to, what you can let go of, what's going to be in your way, what lessons you're going to learn. And this is going to be a general overall reading, but if you want a more specific reading tailored just for you, where I tap into your specific energies, and head on over to my Etsy shop and check out the readings I'm offering there. But for now, yes, this is going to be an 8-card spread that's going to take a look at the month ahead. I'm using the Llewellyn Classic Tarot, and this is a cartoony type deck, but it still gets deep and dark, and it's going to tell us what you need to work on for this next month. So if you will, give me just a moment to center myself and ask the tarot the question, what can Virgos expect for the month of May? Alright, just a couple more shuffles and we'll be ready to go. And the cut, of course. An 8-card spread. Alright, let's get an overview. The first thing I'm going to notice is we got a lot of people sitting on thrones. Okay, we'll see what that means as we get more into the reading here. But yes, I'm getting the sense that maybe a lot of... What's the word I'm looking for? I need to find the right word for this. Well, we'll get into this reading. We'll go through the cards one by one, and then we'll get an overall impression of them. So the first card we're going to look at is the Emperor, and he represents the energies of last month. So in this case, it'll be the energies of April. Okay, Virgos, I get the feeling that last month you guys were in charge. Whether this is career at the workplace or at home or with your friends, I get the feeling that you guys were being kind of dominant. You guys were definitely setting the rules and making sure that everyone was following them, and you guys had to be strict. I get the feeling that the month of April was a kind of a strict time. Strict because you were imposing these limitations on yourself and others. Not necessarily, I'm not getting the sense that they were imposed on you as much. Although this could be true for some of you. Maybe some of you were being controlled by overreaching person in power. But for the most part, I'm getting the sense that this card applies to the Virgos, and this could symbolize you having to have taken a leadership role at your workplace, or having to put your foot down with your friends or with your families for whatever reason. But control is the word I'm getting here. You were in control, or you were trying to be in control. Maybe it wasn't successful. Who knows? But that was April. Let's look at this card here. This card represents the current energies. We got the 6 of Cups. I'm getting a sense of nostalgia. You know, this card generally represents the feelings of childhood and going back to those feelings and reminiscing fondly upon childhood. But I'm getting the sense now that there is an element of that, but this is more about being kind in a kind of childlike way. So maybe, you know, in April you were feeling kind of strict and limited, and now as this month closes down, you guys are, maybe some of you are feeling a little bit more open and more willing to give and show appreciation for those people who you were being strict with. and doing it from more of a childlike perspective, a childlike innocence. So I'm getting the sense of innocence and sharing in an innocent way because you want to. Virgos, generally, you guys are very caring people. You care about the emotions of others as well as yourself. And I get the feeling that maybe in the month of April, you felt kind of bad about having to be strict with people and lay the law down. And now you're feeling like it's time to make up for it by being a little bit softer with others and being more giving and open with people. So yes, I'm getting a nice transition here from April to the present time. This card here represents the energies of May, what is to come, and we've got the Ten of Pentacles. I'm getting the sense that in May, a lot of you are going to see a lot of success in your chosen career field. And in the act of making money, I think money is going to be coming to a lot of you. Success and money together, wrapped up into a nice little package. I'm also getting a happy home for a lot of you, using that money to improve your home or make your home life better, making improvements to your home, or, just having more money for food and groceries and that sort of thing. Or, I'm just getting the feeling of just a happiness, contentment as a result of financial independence and increase. So, yeah, I'm getting the sense that May is going to be a pretty good month for you guys financially. And, this could also represent health. And it could represent the home. And so, of course, it's a general reading. So take what the meaning is for you. And, it's going to be different for everybody. But keep in mind that the Pentacles are about earthly things like career and possessions and health and food and stuff like that. All right, so that's a good 3-month outlook. Let's take a look at the energies of May a little bit closer and start with this card, which represents what to hold on to for the month of May. We have the Devil. Interesting. So we talked about control here with this card a little bit in April, and the Devil is definitely in the same vein. And I'm getting the word control again. You see the Devil here. He's controlling these two people. They're in chains and they're shackled because of the vices that he represents. And so, by no means do I think this card is telling you to hang on to your vices. I don't think that's what this is saying. But I think this is saying that you do need to maintain a little bit of control and a little bit of restraint. You don't want to go crazy. I think showing restraint is definitely something that needs to be focused on in this month. And whatever this means to you, it could mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. But what are your vices? And think about what your vices are and try to maintain control of those things, because you don't want to let your vices get out of control at any point, but especially in the month of May. I think there might be temptation is what this card is saying. And you want to hold on to that restraint from grabbing temptation. So if you really like alcohol, maybe just be a little bit careful when you go out to celebrate things, and don't go overboard because it might lead to some problems. So be vigilant in the month of May and figure out what your vices are if you haven't figured that out already, and try to kind of restrain yourself, hold back from them if you possibly can. This card here represents the biggest hurdle you're likely to see in the month of May. We've got the King of Swords. Okay, this card is telling me that your biggest hurdle is going to be expressing your thoughts and in a very clear, concise, and understandable way. Communication is what I'm getting from this card, and being communicative in a beneficial way that benefits everybody, not just yourself. So I think that's going to be an issue for you this month is communication and communicating with other people in a way that doesn't hurt them and it doesn't hurt yourself. And so I think this card is asking you to be maybe a little bit more open with your communications and not be so self-conscious about what you're saying to other people, though it's also saying don't be errant with your communications. Definitely don't let your tongue slip. So this card is saying that I think you're gonna have difficulty just choosing the right words when it comes to communication with others. So as far as what you can do to prevent any obstacles from really popping up is just be very, very pay more attention to what you're saying in the month of May, and make sure that you're speaking from a heart-based perspective rather than an ego-based perspective, if at all possible. All right, let's look at this. This is what to let go of for the month of May. We've got the King of Pentacles, another king. Interesting. Okay, so what to let go of? This is telling me that you need to let go of the desire to control your financial outcome. Not just finances, but possessions. Like I said, Pentacles represent possessions. They represent money, job, career, home, food, health. So this card is asking you to not be so much in control of it. Not to spend so much time and energy focused on the acquisition of material things, because you're going to be missing a lot if you do. And I get the feeling that in May, a lot of you are going to be focused on work, since, you know, you're going to see, remember this card here, I think you're going to see a lot of abundance. You're going to see a lot of financial rewards coming in the next month, but it's important to not place so much energy into it. Okay, so if you start seeing a lot of money come in, don't, you know, change up everything. You know what I mean? So just be grateful for what you have, and don't obsess over it. Don't obsess about getting more. I think that's the tendency. Once you get some money, then you want to get more, then you want to get more, then you want to get more, and then you want to be the president of the United States. That's not a Donald Trump joke. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, let's let go of the desire to just be so in control of our finances and our financial futures. Let's allow things to happen as they will and go with the flow, is what this card is suggesting you do, I think. This card here represents the people around you in the month of May. We've got the Empress. And this is a great card. I get the feeling that the people around you are going to be loving. They're going to be motherly in their energy. They're going to be abundant, willing to give and share, and just you know, be happy with you and help you on your journey. So this is a beautiful card to get for the people around you. I get the feeling that your friends and family are really going to be there for you, and be there without you asking, you know, like a mother does. Your mom's always there, you know, most of the time. So you can always depend on a mother to really provide for you. And I think that's how you should look at your friends in the next month, in the month of May, your friends and family. I think they're going to be there for you, really, to help you grow and flourish and become better. So I get the feeling that, you know, spending time with people around you is going to be very beneficial in the month of May, because they're going to uplift your spirits, they're going to raise your vibrations, and they're going to help you out in whatever way you need help. So definitely look at them as a resource to lean upon in hard times if they do pop up. All right, this last card is the biggest lesson to be learned in the month of May, and we've got the Ace of Cups. Is this our... No, we have another cup, okay. The Ace of Cups, let me just see here. The biggest lesson is, I'm getting the feeling of a new emotion coming in. And this emotion just overflowing and just filling you with something that you've not felt in a while. And you know, like I say, this is going to be different for every person, but a lot of you are going to be experiencing a new emotion, not new to you in your life, but new that you haven't experienced in a while. And it might be a little bit too much for you. It might just overcharge your senses a little bit. And I think that's going to be a lesson, is to maintain control when these new feelings come up. Yes, maintain peace, maintain harmony when there's a very powerful energy coming at you. And the energy is likely to take form of an emotion in the month of May. So that's going to be a lesson to you, is to hold on and not let it overpower you. You know, referencing the past cards, you know, maybe things are going so well for you financially that you feel a certain way, and it makes you want to change what you're doing. But if you change what you're doing, you're not going to continue down this road. So maybe controlling that new emotion is going to mean not allowing it to derail you from your path or your plans. Okay, so let's just do a quick overview before we say goodbye. Over here, we got the month of April. I get the feeling that a lot of you are feeling kind of constricted, and maybe it was your own doing. Maybe you were constricting others and just laying the law down, being a force to be reckoned with, and just setting rules or following rules. I get the feeling that a lot of you were kind of locked into that in the month of April. But now moving into the late April, transitioning to early May, I get the feeling that a lot of you are kind of softening your edges, and you're feeling a little bit more nostalgic for your childhood, and you want to give in a very innocent way. You want to help people, and almost as if you're repaying them back for being so strict with them in the last month. So yeah, the people around you, I get the feeling that are going to be very happy to see that change in you. And then moving into May, I get the feeling of a happy home, a strong home that's abundant and wealthy and full of riches. Also, it could mean mean that your business or your career is going to start thriving. Your job, you're going to thrive in your job, and you're going to start to make more money. Maybe some of you will get a raise. Maybe others will make a breakthrough in their career field. So yeah, very good omens for the month of May in that respect. Over here, what to hold on to is your sense of control. Don't allow your vices to take over. Don't, just if there's a new emotion coming in, you don't want to turn to your vices for help. Right? Turn to your inner self for help. If you turn to your vices, if you try to drink away your emotions, and I don't have to tell you that problems arise from that. As far as this is going to be your biggest challenge, your biggest obstacle, is going to be a clear communication and doing it for the benefit of all. So make sure that you're really focused on what you're saying and how you're saying it, so that there's no misunderstandings in May, and you don't hurt anyone's feelings. And you're speaking and thinking from a place of love rather than ego. What to let go of is the desire to control and just to be in charge of how things are going to go, especially financially or career-wise. And just go with the flow, let things happen, and they will happen in the way that they're meant to happen. If you try to exert your control over these things, you're going to get in the way of them for the most part, and you might restrict the flow to you. So if you want to keep abundance, then let go a little bit and let it come what may. The people around you are going to be loving, they're going to be happy, they're going to be full of bounty and abundance. So definitely look to them for strength if you need it, or happiness if you're looking for happiness, rather than your vices. I think your friends and your family are going to be a much greater influence on you in the month of May, because they're going to be looking out for you this month. And lastly, the biggest lesson you're going to learn is one of controlling your emotions. If there's a new emotion that you haven't felt in a while, you're not used to it, you don't know how to respond to it or react to it in the month of May, then definitely just take it slower and don't let the emotion take over your mind, body, and spirit, and so that you don't do something rash, or you don't turn to your vices. Okay, you know what I mean? Or you don't dive into your work. All right, so allow this emotion to take its course, but don't let it drive you around the course. That was a good little thing I did there. Anyway, so that's going to be the overall general reading for Virgos in the month of May. I hope you guys got something out of that. Remember, if you want a more specific reading detail just for you, where I tap into your specific energies, and head on over to my Etsy store and you can check out all the things there. I hope you'll do that. All right, guys, that's going to be it. Leave a like if you got something out of this spread, out of this reading. Subscribe if you want to see more of these videos. Leave a comment in the comment section if you would. Happy taroting. Peace.